Hello and welcome to the Telegraph studio and Business Reporter's Future of Insurance campaign, hosted by the Telegraph Online. I'm Alistair Greener and today I'm talking to Murray Reyes-Beck from KPMG. Good morning.
Morning, Alistair.
So who's triggering the changes in the insurance market? Is it the big established companies or is it the new insurgent companies with their disruptive technologies?
Actually, it's none of them. Customers are driving the change. So customer expectations have been completely reset by the likes of your Amazons, Facebooks and Googles. The best customer experience they're seeing on that is really the expectation they have across other sectors. And insurance companies are falling way behind where they need to be on that. I should add, there were $3.6 billion of capital inflow have gone into the InsurTech sector in the last 18 months alone, which really demonstrates that there's a realism about that sector. It was something that was talked about 2 or 3 years ago. We're seeing actual capital and investment flows going into that sector now. What the InsurTech businesses are looking at doing is actually they are recognizing as individual businesses what they are going to be famous for. What do they bring to the market? And they're really, with laser-like focus, they're honing in the bits of the market that they think they can make a difference at, whether that's distribution, whether it's customer acquisition, underwriting, claims management, policy administration. Individual businesses are focusing on those core components of the value chain. There are very few, there's one or two, but there are very few InsurTech businesses that are looking at taking on the whole insurance market and becoming the new insurer of the future. Frankly, if they did that, they're probably creating the legacy of the future. So insurers are increasingly going to be relying on InsurTech to almost like an external R&D function. Those people will be spending all their time focusing in new markets, new technologies, and how to deliver value to customers. So I don't necessarily see them as having to be competing forces. Ultimately, the customer customer expectations are driving this change, and I don't think that insurers or InsurTechs alone are going to be fully able to meet those customer expectations. So I see a world where, in fact, I see a need for insurers and InsurTechs to have to partner together a lot more often.
So you say change is happening, but as you also said, they're still not meeting customer expectations. The process seems to be laboriously slow. So what's getting in the way?
The speed of adoption is slow within incumbent insurers. If you contrast what they're doing to the InsurTech, a new startup InsurTech business is spending 100% of their time focused on how new technology can enable them accessing new markets. Whereas you contrast that to an incumbent insurer, they're spending 90% of their time dealing with legacy issues, whether that's legacy IT issues, legacy regulatory issues, cost challenges. So if you're an executive of an insurance company, an incumbent insurance company, you've got 5 to 10% of your time that you're able to dedicate to thinking about future technology and future change.
Well, the stakes are obviously really high, but you're implying here there's a little bit of a stalemate taking place in the C-suite of these incumbent organisations. So what do they do to overcome that?
So first of all, they need to focus their strategy by putting technology right at the heart of their strategy. So technology all too often is a pillar of the strategy, a component of the strategy, but actually technology underpins all aspects of an insurance company's business now. So technology needs to be put into the heart of the strategy. Secondly, they need to focus their capital and their capital investment. Are you going to be allocating capital to low margin, low return, expensive legacy products on your book? Or should you be focusing capital on potentially high growth, higher margin businesses, which is what technology should enable? But they need to make really conscious and focused capital allocation decisions around that, because that will then drive accountability and results. And thirdly, they need to focus executive time between running the business of today and running the business of tomorrow. And what we're seeing a number of insurers doing, the more progressive ones, and I endorse this strategy, is they are ring-fencing management time and saying this management team is focused on running the business of today, And we'll have a discrete management team who's focused on how technology can enable future growth of this business. That's what these digital garages and innovation hubs are largely doing. It's taking people out of the day-to-day running of the business and giving them that space and capacity to focus on the future. But what's really, really important then is that you're then bringing those people back together, the people running the business of today plus the business of tomorrow, because you need to get from A to B. All too often, we're seeing people attack the problem the wrong way around. They're saying, what technology's out there? They get, awestruck by artificial intelligence and blockchain, and they can go down many, many rabbit holes of trying to find ways you can apply that technology to your business. That's completely the wrong way of going about it. Start with the issues, and then there are inevitably technologies out there that you will be able to find help you solve those issues. If you've got everybody in the room together working through that, you've got finance people who are allocating the capital, you've got your tech people who are running the infrastructure of today and keeping the lights on, you've got your digital people who are looking at the future, all there, you can get everyone on the same page. Then actually what you can do today is you can try before you buy, you can try before you partner. So a really neat way that we see businesses doing this, and we facilitate, is by running innovation challenges for an incumbent insurer. So you'll work out what issue they want solved. What you can then do is you can put that issue out to the market, to the InsurTech market, and you can, again, buzzwords, you can crowdsource ideas from InsurTech businesses of how they would solve that issue. And typically for any innovation challenge, you get about 30 odd responses to an innovation challenge you put out to the InsurTech market. You can then identify the 5 or 6 that you think actually those could really make a difference to our business. We can really see those working. And you'll shortlist that down to 1 or 2, which you'll then pilot. So we're seeing an increasing amount of activities around piloting new technologies and piloting partnerships, so that you can, with real live customers or real data that you've got in your business, test to see if that partnership and that technology is actually going to work for your business. If that works, then great. There's a really solid foundation to that partnership, and then you can build something more sustainable off the back of that. We've got a great view of the InsurTech market globally. What you find is these InsurTech businesses, because they're not constrained by bricks and mortar, they've got global aspirations, and the technology allows them to be global businesses. So if you're a UK insurer, you should not just be restricting yourself to looking at the UK InsurTech market. And that's where we can provide a great perspective. We've got 8 fintech centres around the world, ranging from New York and San Francisco in the west, through to Hong Kong, Singapore, Sydney in the east, and a couple in between. And therefore we've got access to the trends that are happening right across the globe, which are relevant to our clients in all of the markets. So that's one reason why I would urge clients to talk to us about this.
So how can we build sustainability into our solution, into working together?
It's definitely not the strongest or the most intelligent partnership or insurance company of the future that's going to survive. It is without doubt the most agile. Markets are changing way faster than businesses or business models can change at the moment. So I wouldn't necessarily look at building a 5 or 10 year plan into a partnership. I would look at building how you can enhance and maximize the market opportunities that are available for the next year or 2 with that partnership, and then reassess every couple of years whether that partnership is still working, whether that's still the right partnership. Rather than focus on making individual partnerships sustainable, I would focus my efforts on how do I make, as an insurance company, how do I make partnering and alliancing a core competency of mine? How could I create an ecosystem whereby numerous partners can plug into my business at any one point in time? How could I create a business that's easy to do business with? How can I open up my data flows to plug into new partners very quickly and efficiently? That's what I would focus on, rather than necessarily the sustainability of individual partnerships.